Thank you for joining us once again. This is MCT SaaS Apps, where we bring you lifetime deals, discount apps, and applications and software which are usually cloud-based that can help small, medium, or large organizations to save a little more on a monthly basis or for life, where they don't have to pay any subscription fees. Today on the blog, we are bringing to you a product that only has 3 more days and it will expire, meaning the deal will expire in the next 72 hours, which means in the next 3 days this deal is going to expire. It is called podcast. Okay, let's talk about podcasts. Now, you always hear of audios, radios. Anytime you hear of the word radio, we are talking about podcasts. Let's say, for example, you have great ideas, or you have an existing product, you have an existing campaign, or you want to promote certain informations to a particular audience you think that will benefit your lives, and you want to start your own podcast. Here is the opportunity. Today, podcast.co is offering a lifetime deal. Now, whenever we mean the lifetime deal, we mean you need to pay a once-off fee, just like you would have paid a subscription fee on a daily basis. So let's say you want to publish unlimited episode on a particular podcast that you're looking at. You'll be concerned about things like a website, a storage space, a cloud host, a server where you're going to be hosting the audio files. All of that is taken care by podcast.co. Podcast.co allows you, or rather, it's a platform where you can record, upload, and distribute your shows in one place without the technical hassle. Meaning, if you don't have the budget or the fat big budget to create a studio where you can hire all kinds of people to record your podcast, edit your podcast, upload your podcast, distribute it to different platforms, then you need podcast.co. Podcast.co allows you to publish unlimited episodes of your podcast to unlimited listeners. It also uses a powerful analytics dashboard, which is a key aspect when it comes to understanding the metrics of how many listeners or how many people are engaging with your content. Now, podcast.co also allows you to share your podcast automatically. Now, remember, it allows you to share your podcast automatically to Apple, Spotify, Google Podcasts, just by clicking one button, distribute. And once distribute is clicked, it distributes your podcast around the globe. Now, let's look at the website, what podcast.co is all about. It's the go-to platform for any professional podcast out there. So it allows you to host your podcast, meaning you can launch your podcast in a matter of minutes. In fact, I'm going to show you that in a few minutes from now. So these are some of the rich stories or stories that people have actually written about podcast.co. So podcasting is a service. Most of you may not realize that, but it's a service, and there's so many millions of podcasts recorded on a daily basis, where you can, if you go to Apple, if you go to Google Podcasts, you can see a lot of podcasts on the internet. So podcast.co allows you to be able to create great podcasts. So let's look at the features. It's a podcast.co allows you to create high performing podcasting, meaning it's a platform designed to make your podcast stand out, fast track your success with powerful set of audience building tools, gain more listeners, and maximize cross-channel engagement, where you can be able to publish your podcast to multiple platforms. So podcasting power with no limits, meaning you can have unlimited episode and unlimited listeners on a show. So meaning you can actually create your own private show. Isn't that wonderful? You can create your own podcast, not in days, not in minutes. In a matter of few minutes, you can have your own podcast running right now. And like I said before, it allows you to distribute your podcast to all of this platform. Can you see this platform here? These are one of the most popular, these are most of the popular platform people listen to podcasts or audio files around the globe. Places like Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Pocket Cast, you name it. The list goes on and on. So it creates a beautiful page for you. You can see how beautiful this is. It creates a beautiful page for you. It also has your own branding, meaning if your branding is a green, red, blue, whatever color your branding is, it allows you to be able to create your own personal branding page where you can host your podcast. So what are you waiting for? Podcast.co goes beyond just creating podcasts. It also creates audiograms where you can actually create an animated video about your podcast where you can post it on Instagram. It also allows you to monetize your podcast where people can actually make donations, meaning you can add a Patreon or PayPal donation button on your podcast. It also allows you to gain more subscribers. Now imagine you look at this button, so you can actually post your podcast to probably more than 5 directories around the world. That it's one of the major places where people go listen to podcasting or podcast shows around the world. Then it also allows automated podcast transcription, but this is a paid, this you have to pay extra for it. Even though you're going for the lifetime deal, you have to pay extra for it. So it also offers exclusive content as well, meaning you can restrict access to listeners if, of course, they don't make a donation, depending on the type of content you're actually hosting. So this is the analytics report where you can be able to see who's listening to your podcast and how they are engaging. So this is some of the great features of podcast.co. If you want to create your own personal podcast, then podcast.co is the tool you want to use. It has everything you need, meaning you don't need to pay any extra fee. All you need to do is to upload your content and you're good to go. So currently they have 3 plans. The first plan, it's Power Plan, which of course allows 1 user, 1 show, and of course unlimited episodes and unlimited listeners. When we mean 1 show, we mean 1 show. Just like I have a show, my show is called Lemon is Great. So I can create multiple episodes on that particular show. If I want a little network, meaning this is for growing podcast, then you can have 1 show, but the only difference between this and this is that it allows you to have 3 collaborators. Collaborators of 3 users means that you can have 3 people, or probably you're a group of people that make a show, then each person can upload its own show at every given time because they will automatically have access to the platform. And of course, the big network, it's where you have 3 shows, multiple episodes, unlimited episodes, unlimited listeners, and 5 users. And if you want to add more shows, this will cost you $15 per month. Now remember, for the lifetime deal, if you're not on the subscription, for the lifetime deal, podcast.co gives you 500 gig of download, meaning anyone can download to their phone or to their device, but they will be able to download over 500 gig of data, which is about 2,500 watts of download. Now that is massive. That is a lot depending on the audience that you have. So these are some of the stuff we're going to be looking at. So before I go to the special price, this is the special price is going for. This is our MCT Tech Store. The special price is going for is 2,850 Namibian dollars, or 2,850 rands. And of course, when you look at the current price it goes for, it's actually selling for over 10,000 per year. But for a limited period of time, which is for 3 days, meaning in the next 3 days, this application is going to expire and it's going to cost you 10,000 per year, or before the next 3 days, it will only cost you 2,850 for life, meaning for life, you don't have to pay anymore. Meaning you can be able to host a show and people can be able to listen to it on a daily basis. So what are we looking at here? We're looking at a product that allows you to be able to host your podcast, unlimited users, unlimited listeners, and 500 gig of download monthly per podcast, meaning per show, meaning you have 500 gig monthly for people to download. And that is approximately 25,000 users downloading your podcast on a monthly basis. So this is a bargain. So, but before we go out from here, I'm just going to look at how to log in. So this is a sample of the page. If you have an account, this is what you will be presented with. The first part, it says get started, import your podcast. Now, if you already have an existing podcast, you're looking for somewhere to host your podcast for life, then you want to take this deal. Secondly, you can create a new podcast. So this is for newbies or someone who thinks, okay, I think I want to start my podcast now. Then you can create it from the scratch. And this is to create a network. Remember, we talk about the big network. So if you're going to create more than 3 shows, then you want to call it like a network. Maybe if you're a radio station, then you want to go for the network because you're going to have more than one show. So I'm going to start with creating a new show for now. And I'm going to call my show Voice Recording. And the category I'm going to put my show is, let me put it on education. Let me put on digital. Is there anything on digital? Let's look for music. Yeah, I'm just going to put it on music. Okay, so you can add more categories. And it's English, so you can see Namibia is here, South Africa is here in Afrikaans. So this is really great. So you can have your podcast in Afrikaans for those of you in Namibia and in South Africa. So I'm going to click on English. So my show, it's all about using a web-free voice recording tool. Yeah, so that's it. I'm going to click next. And you can see it's already created my private page, meaning my page becomes pod.co/voice-recording. So that becomes my link. So I can send that link to my users, send that link to my audience, put it on Facebook, put it on Twitter, put it on any social platform where I have my audience, and they'll be able to listen to my podcast directly from their device. And I'll click next. So I'm just going to create an image, or I'm just going to leave it empty, but you can upload an image. So I'm just going to click next for now. I'm just going to go with the trial version for now. So I'm just going to click create podcast since I'm on the 14 days trial. So I'm just going to click create podcast. So it's going to go ahead and create my podcast. And I'm just going to wait for the 14 days. Just give me a minute. Okay, they currently do not offer trial without entering your credit card. I just chatted with them right now, so you have to enter your credit card for you to do a trial. So that's why I went ahead to enter my credit card information in order for me to be able to do the trial. So I'm just going to click on power up my podcast. I'm going to cancel my account, of course, after I'm done. So that it's my podcast. It's created. It says thank you for your subscription. Okay, so I'm going to click create. And I'm gonna say voice recorder. Category, we selected music and English language. We also saw Africans in Namibia and in South Africa. So how to use a web-based online voice recorder. Okay, I'm gonna click next. So that it's been created as my page earlier on. I'm gonna click next. It's gonna ask me for image, but it's fine. Just gonna go ahead and click create. So you can see the podcast is already created, and you can see where I can distribute the podcast to. So I can say I prefer to manage this myself or distribute my podcast. So that is when you click distribute. So I'm just going to upload my first episode, which I have already. I have an audio I recorded earlier on, the sample audio. So I'm just going to upload that. So it says files uploading, so we just wait for that to finish. And you can see there it's uploading the file, and you can see the steps I needed to follow. The first part is to upload the episode. It gets distributed and my listener starts listening immediately. 3 steps, very simple. You upload the episode, you distribute it to all the directories, even your personal page, you can also distribute it as well. And of course, you can also reach your listeners by checking who's listening them on the analytic page. So we just wait for that to finish upload. Okay, it looks like my audio it's finished. So I'm just gonna using online. So it's asking me to edit my episode. So I'm just going to pause and just edit it so that I don't waste your time. Okay, so I've filled in some information here already. I've uploaded an image, my episode, online voice recording day 1, online voice recording website and features, auto Mr. Samuel, and the episode is a full episode, a trial. So it can be a thriller or it's a bonus. Okay, so these are the type of episode. You can give it a number or a season number. So I can call this EP. You can give it an episode number. You can put an episode number there, or you can call it episode 001 or 1, season 2. Yeah. So that is if you have any of those information. So content rating, if this is an explicit content, you can also put it as well. Okay, so I'm going to click next. So it's going to ask me, how do I want to publish it? Do I want to go public, or do I want to go schedule, or do I want to unlist it? So depending, so I'm just going to say publish, public. Okay, my publishing is not working for now, so I'm just going to put it on schedule. Let's say, yeah, it's gone. Okay, sorry, it's gone. Okay, I'm done with the first step. So the next step is to list it on directory, of course.
This is to get on as many directories as you can. When you first created your account, you will have been asked if you want us to handle the distribution of your podcast for you. If you said yes, great. Once you've uploaded your first episode, we'll get stuck in. You can track the progress of your submissions in the Share and Publish section of your dashboard. As soon as we have a link to your podcast on a certain platform, that icon will light up. When they're all lit up, you'll get an email confirming all of the links and saying that we've done the job. If you choose to manage distribution yourself, head to the Share and Publish section of your account, where you can find our how-to guides to help you get started with that. If you change your mind and you do want us to submit your podcast for you, no problem. Just opt in at the top of the page.
Okay, so that was the recording from podcast.co team. So that's the next part.
It's really important that you're...
Sorry about that. So I'm just going to go to the episode so you can see my episode there. So it's still processing. So I'll be able to see who's viewing them. I'll be able to share the episode. You can see that's the player. So I can embed this code on my website and it will look like this. And this is my page. So I can go to this page right now and I can send this link to my friends, to my Facebook colleagues, and that is it. So that was something I recorded earlier. So I will be able to have a nice looking page like this day 1. So I can click on play and we just wait for it to start playing. Just give it a while. Okay, online voice recorder. Today, our voice recorder is a convenient and simple online tool that you can use right in your browser. It allows you to record your voice using a microphone and save it in MP3. That is really great. Now, it also comes with auto silence trimming, meaning the voice recorder automatically detects. So this is really great. You can see you have the time it was posted, the amount of minutes that the audio will go for. You can subscribe to me right now, or you can share the episode to social media platform and all of that. So it's really a great software for anyone who wants to do podcasts. Don't waste time. Log in. Let me know. You can see the description on your screen. You can actually contact me on my email, my phone number, or you can follow the link below in the description, and it will take you to our order page where you can be able to place your order for the podcast, and you'll be able to have your own podcast. Just like you can see my beautiful page right now, you'll be able to have your own podcast. Thank you once again for watching, and do not waste time. It's 3 days time, and you have to pay $10,000 just to get the essential plan. Good luck and have a great day. Thank you for watching. Bye.